That's another win on the road for the Orange and Blue. 3-1 the final in Boston, where they have now rattled off, 9 of their last 10? Walking out of there with victories, 5 straight wins in Boston. Solid road performance for the Orange and Blue, and we're here to break it all down on the GCL Diesel Oil Stream postgame show. Live on location, Hudson's White Avenue. It's picking up. It's Thursday. It's student night. Students got $5 smash burgers. Actually, I think anybody can get it. $5 smash burgers, $5 local pints, and then they're also going to do music bingo later.
Oh, hey,
yeah.
We might have to stay for the music bingo.
Well, I know you love music. But you love bingo and you love music bingo. So
it's
boom.
Amazing.
And then also game day specials. They have $10 tankards of Budweiser, Bud Light, and Henry Hudson's lagers. And then you can also do the Cal in the Park, and Sarah did it. They got the adult Happy Meal, and they got the puck that is a bottle opener as well. So great time. Big thank you to Sarah, Connor, and our crew, Lakin, our waitress tonight. She's been excellent. Aiden, the bartender. Good time. VR Montenegro, Cal in the Park, Sarah, Bryce, Big Uke, Garen, and Jasmine and Hernan were all here tonight. Feels like 11:30, but really it's 7:49.
I know. It feels weird.
Yeah.
It's kind of a slow day. And maybe it's just because of the snow, how cold it was.
Dark days. Yeah.
Yeah. Tough.
All right. Well, let's warm everybody up with talking about this Oilers victory. Of course, GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to ejectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. Join the conversation. Text us 780-218-9999. Jump into the nasty chat if you're watching over on YouTube. Hit that thumbs up button. Gazzola, Belzy, and Tompkins with you. Benny back at Global HQ on the city's west side while we are here on White Avenue. Belzy, just initial thoughts on the Oilers' win tonight.
I thought it was a good road win. As we were watching, it felt kind of slow, laboring hockey.
Yeah, it did.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what the pace of the play was. The fact that the Oilers played a really solid game is what the point should be. They limited mistakes. They capitalized when they needed to. They got a good outing from both goaltenders.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that, obviously.
Goals. So, in my opinion, it was a great road effort, and it's something that they can build on. And I think they're going to Mini on Saturday. So now you've got two.
Oh, they are going
games.
to Mini on Saturday.
You got 2 games that you won back to back here, and now you're trying to put a streak together in a tough game against Minnesota Wild.
Okay, so that is 9 of their last 10 in Boston that they've won. That is 6 straight victories in Boston for the Orange and Blue. And then 4 overall just, against the Boston Bruins. But Boston has been a kind city to the Oilers over the last decade. Ben Thompson, what did you note about tonight's game?
Yeah, I basically just kind of tallying off what Belzy said. The first half of the game, I thought the Bruins kind of brought the Oilers into their tight checking game where no team is willing to give up too much, and maybe that's just how the Bruins play at home, right? Because the Bruins, they don't allow a whole lot of goals, and they didn't allow a whole lot of chances in that first half of the game, and so it was 2 power plays that got the only goals in that first half. So the Bruins brought the Oilers into their game a little bit. To me, the game changed when Hutson scores his first goal and Jarry gets switched out for Pickard. Those are the 2 biggest things I think that changed this game, and I think Boston brought in a heavier forecheck. Chances started getting traded both ways. Luckily, Pickard made the saves when he needed to make them, and the Oilers scored when they had their chances as well. So, and that's not to say Swayman didn't play bad over there too. Swayman played pretty damn good over there for Boston, but a solid road performance. Low event hockey for the most part. And the Oilers would take that win every day of the week. And now they move on to Minnesota on Saturday, where it's another tough game, but also winnable with how they're playing.
Solid road victory. Nobody's going to complain about that. However, there is concern with the goaltending. Now we have Tristan Jarry injured, had to leave late in the second period. Calvin Pickard came in, did a good job holding the fort for the Orange and Blue. I can only pass along what I've been told from sources within the organization from tonight. So I'll start with this. I'll go to the timeline because there's these rumors that were flying around. You messaged Pagnotta.
Yeah.
Obviously, we'll discuss it on Hello Hockey on Saturday prior to the pregame show. We're going to slide right into that. It's going to be a busy Saturday. Anyway, so I text some sources within the organization. I said, is this line stuff legit or just more hot garbage talk? And the response I got right away from one person was first time hearing of it.
Yes.
And I said, where do these rumors come from? And the reply I got was, Lion is available, so it's easy to come up with this stuff. Rumors will only grow now. That was after Jarry got hurt. And then I said, well, who do you call up? Because I'm assuming there's no trade from this information I'm given. And I was told it's got to be Tompkins. Would be shocked if Ingram got the nod. I said, is it due to Ingram just not being ready? And the reply I got was the numbers don't lie. And the numbers right now down in Bakersfield for Tompkins and Ingram. Tompkins 7-4-3 with an .893 save percentage, .330 goals against average. Connor Ingram has played 11 games now. He has a 4-5-2 record with an .856 save percentage, guys, and a .404 GAA. So that I'm just passing along what I've been told.
Yeah.
I'm passing along what I've been told. See you guys. Combine crew, Big Uke. Good to see them. What did Pagnotta say to you?
He just said, you know, you never know what could happen. Rumors are obviously swirling. Basically, that's what he said. And the thing is that, hey, I like picks. I don't think you'll find another person that will defend him more because I literally have a direct relationship with him. But the problem is that if Jarry's out for a while, you're going to have to do something. I don't know what you're going to do. If it's as simple as bringing up Tompkins, does it force their hand?
How bad is this injury?
That's also another question.
Right.
But as of right now, today, based on Pags, nothing is there. So I guess you have to wait and see where Jarry's at.
Yeah.
I like picks. He can carry the mail for the time being. But if it's a long-term, not a long-term, but if it's an injury that's going to be nagging, you're going to want to address something right away. It's just a situation that you're in.
Very ouch, baby, as Austin Powers
Let's just hope
say.
that Jarry's okay. Yuri Curry's okay.
Yeah. All right. Text us your thoughts, 780-218-9999. Jump into the chat over on YouTube as well. All right. Brian Swain with this stat for us says Quinn Hutson, first Oiler to get the game winner with his first career goal since Jujhar Khaira in 2016-17. Also, the Oilers have had 6 players score their first career goal this season, which is the most in the National Hockey League. Good stats there from Swain.
Great stats.
Great stats there.
Hey, he played really well tonight. Hutson.
Yeah, okay. First of all, he didn't play a lot again.
No, but he played well in his limited minutes.
Okay,
He's
here's the
out with
stat line.
Draisaitl. Go ahead. Yeah,
First goal, +1, 6:26. 30 seconds less. 33 seconds less to be exact. With a shot.
He was out with Max Jones and Draisaitl.
A block shot, and that's his stat line.
Off a good cycle play.
Now,
Jones carries it kind of into, the dot area, throws it on net, and he goes to the net and picks up the rebound. It's a good goal. I mean, I heard Stoffel call it a goal scorer's goal. I don't know if I consider it that, but I do think it's a play where a guy has a nose for the net.
Yeah.
And he gets there and he finds it, gets right on a stick, and he puts it in. Swayman almost made that save.
Got a stick on it.
Got a stick on it, and it just crossed the line. But yeah, he looked good in his limited minutes.
For the goaltending situation, I just want to say that Joaquin Gage had a great post on his social media. We put it on our Cal in the Park and Sarah and VR Montenegro. Thanks for coming out, guys. I don't know how he figured it out with AI so quickly, but
it's impressive.
It's like a Batman. He got the signal, and there's some Batman theme music on Instagram with it. Well played, Gager. I'm going to just give him a round of applause because I think that was very impressive. And the crowd goes wild for Joaquin Gage. Anyway, we know it's in jest, or is it? It is totally in jest. But let's go into the inbox here. 780-218-9999. Duffman gets the first word. Duffman texts and says, how professional is Calvin Pickard? No matter what the circumstances are, he just comes in as the backup, does his job. Hopefully he can keep playing well if Jarry's injury keeps him out in the short or long term. Give us a sense of who Calvin Pickard is. I know you gave us.
He's a consummate pro.
Yeah.
The guy he's an outstanding human being, great teammate. He's the best.
And you saved his life.
And I love how you keep saying that.
I've had the conversation with him.
I know you did.
His baby blanket, he would sleep on it on the road, and he would choke on it. You would pull it off, and then Brad Malone finally just threw it away.
Bugsy, I'm so happy that he threw that thing away.
That's a leader.
It needed to happen.
Yeah, that's funny. When I brought it up, Calvin was like, how did you know about Belsey? He's like, Belsey. Let's go to library. Pat texting is, says, Jarry injury timing really poor. Given roster freeze slamming shut tomorrow. Ugh. Library Pat. So there's that as well coming up. West End Rob says, guys, Lion trade was possible before. Speed that up or try Ingram first. West End Rob. West End Rob, if you didn't catch it earlier, I'll reiterate what was told to me from people within the organization. Tonight, before the injury happened and then after the injury happened, I asked about those rumors that were circulating. I was told that's the first this source was hearing about it. And then I said, where's this coming from? And response was, because Lion is available, it's an easy one to come up with. Rumors will only grow now that there's an injury. And I said, which goalie gets the call-up then? I was told it's got to be Tompkins. I would be shocked if Ingram got the nod, and it has to do with performance. Just passing along what I have been told. So before you come at me with knives, as people like to do, I am passing along what I have been told. Take it for what it's
crap
worth.
Information.
Yeah, well, it's crap information when it's right 98% of the time. And people are like, what about this guy? What about that? That guy said this. And they end up being wrong. And you're like, all right, don't believe me. That's fine. I don't care. Just you ask, I'm telling. If you don't want to know, don't ask. That's it. That's all I was saying.
Sounds like hell.
Are you giggling right now?
Rev him up.
Are you giggling right now?
I'm giggling.
Spicy Tommy's the best.
Up you are about it.
Well, people ask me, and then when I give them the answer and they don't like it, they're like, "That's all bull, that's BS."
It's because your information
They're just
crap.
Yeah, and then my information is so bad that it's usually right. Don't get me wrong. The night before the Skinner trade, I was wrong about that. That was just me riffing on my own. Like, he's not getting traded the next morning. And my first text to people was, what the? And then they laughed and they're like, yeah, everything changed 2 days ago. So anyway, just passing along information. Take it for what it's worth. I don't give a... Let's go to Hampton. Steve texting in, says something I haven't been able to say much this season. That was a professional win by the Oilers. That's come up twice in like the last week, Hampton.
It was a good,
very good
victory.
Jarry's injury history was one of the few issues why I didn't like the trade, and now it's already bit them in the butt. Going to have to make a trade if Jarry is out longer than Christmas. We'll see where this goes. This text, Tommy is like a mushroom. Feed him and keep him in the dark. Oh, bravo. Everybody's in fine form tonight. I actually have enjoyed this. This is great. Let's go to Nolan from St. Albert. Says, McDavid is back to being a cheat code. The recent stretch might be the best he's ever played, in my opinion. Another great goal from McDavid tonight. Great pass on that goal that McDavid scored. It was Nuge, obviously, making that pass. Another shorty for the Oilers. That's her fourth of the year. Darnell Nurse's secondary assist. Yeah, the cheat code thing is real. Like, we're wondering what was going on. People looking at his attack angle. Was he over his knees too much? All kinds of discussion about why isn't Connor this, supernova turbocharged megastar.
Maybe he just had to plug in the battery.
Perhaps, but he looks great right now.
He does look great. He's carrying the play. He's forcing the defenders to back up, the backpedal as fast as they can, and he changes speeds, and what he does with the puck, and it's just so impressive. And to see that, and I think this is why people were talking about it at such great length, because you see what he can do with the puck.
Yeah.
Especially when he's going. And it doesn't matter if a defenseman's got like, a 15-foot gap. It's like when you see a wide receiver lined up and they're in soft coverage, he still blows right by them. That's how fast he is. And I think that's partly why people are like, hey, is something wrong with Connor? Because you weren't seeing that. But now you are. And it's great to see, and he's leading the way, and he's dragging the Oilers along with him.
That's 22 points in 8 games for Connor.
Unbelievable.
Well, that's it, hey?
Yeah. I honestly, to me, like, I don't know, guys. Did he ever have this dominant of a stretch last regular season? Obviously, playoffs, he did his thing. But
yeah, I think he's had a few of these.
No, I'm saying like last year, though. Last year in the regular season. I don't know.
He was a bit nicked up last year, wasn't he?
Yeah. He had a couple injuries, but to me, like, you haven't seen this type of McDavid in the regular season, at least not last year. Maybe he had a stretch like this the year before, but like I said at the start of the year, I felt a big reason why the Oilers were losing the games they were because they weren't being led by their leaders and their top guys weren't playing to their potential. Now they are, and the wins seem to be stacking. So it's a direct correlation.
780-218-9999. Jump into the nasty chat. I'm going to do that right now. DJ from the Park says, Tommy, last week you said there's no chance Bouchard would make Team Canada. Any thought about LeBron saying it's between Bouchard and the kid from the Islanders for that last spot? That was interesting, and I'm, again, going to pass along information that was given to me a couple of weeks ago. Someone from Team Canada's executive team was at the game, and they were asked by one of our colleagues about Bouchard making the team, and the response was, no. Just passing it along. And that was from someone on the executive team that's building the team. Passing it along. Take it how you want it.
I don't really like this passive approach to the passing along the information.
But because people are like, where do you get this?
I need Spicy Tom back. Now let's go.
Like, and you're up in the press box with me. You know what it's like up there. That's where the good stuff flows.
There's some juicy information up there.
Some very juicy information up there. That's where you can actually get direct discussions about this stuff. So DJ from the Park, that's where that sentiment comes from. On top of, you asked me how I think Bouchard has played. Much better for about a month. Has had some blips. We've talked about those. But I would still, if it were up to me, would not even consider him for Team Canada.
It's a curious question because the two things that would happen is do you want to give Schaefer the experience to be in that particular situation? Because you know that the next year, the next time that they have the Olympic team for the Winter Olympics, you know he's going to be on that team. So the question then goes to, do you want to give him the experience? Do you want him being in that particular situation so that he can grow from it? But then if you're saying that, is the exact same thing not true for Bouchard? Does he become, in whatever amount of time, a guy that could potentially get to that Olympic roster, therefore needing the experience? What's more valuable, I guess?
I would say going to Matt Schaefer and being like, I think you could be the next anchor on this defense for the next, along with Cale Makar, for the next decade.
Does Bouchard ever get there?
I don't know, maybe. I would say doubt. If he makes it, I'd be surprised. Just me. That's just me.
Yeah.
Good for him if he does. But
you're in Edmonton. You want to see the Edmonton guy get a little love.
Always.
But I do think that Schaefer, I would lean towards Schaefer because I would want to try to help usher him into the Olympics the following year. I want him to be the guy with Makar who are the mainstays on that particular defense. That's my opinion. Now, hey, I live in Edmonton, from Edmonton. I like the team. Do I cheer for the team? Not necessarily. I like the team. I want the fans to get what they want.
I like that idea.
And I want to see success for the players, but I still think I would lean towards Schaefer.
Yeah.
Benny?
I'm with you. I think Bouchard's very valuable if Makar goes down. To me, like getting a power play one role for him would be huge, but I doubt that happens. Schaefer would be my pick personally, even though I think I defend Bouchard more than crap on him when I think it's deserved. Schaefer, to me, it's all about the experience. Think about the 2030 Olympics with him. He's probably going to be. I mean, he's already one of the best defensemen in the NHL. Depending on how Makar, is still going, Schaefer's probably on your top pair in 4 years. Like that. That's where his trajectory is. So I would bring him personally, but I also could see Bouchard being in similar situation where they also see him making the 2030 roster. So I mean, it depends on what they think they need. I would personally go Schaefer, but if Bouchard makes it, I mean, all that says is just what a great turnaround he's had so far in this regular season for him.
It's been much better. Have to give him that. We'll see where it goes. We'll see. Let's go to Nolan from St. Albert. Says, from what I've gathered, Jarry has 1 3-week injury absence and 1 4-week injury absence. Lots of little injuries, but the quote-unquote injury-prone thing might be a little overblown considering he hasn't had a real long-term IR stint. That's from Nolan in St. Albert. Coach Mike texting in says, other than the top line, Knoblauch had the blender going. Not sure why he couldn't find more minutes for Hutson after he scored in the second. Didn't look like much on the injury. Hope Jarry is just day-to-day. Also, maybe Skinner's lack of lateral movement was to his benefit. Skinner was durable. 1 push off and Jarry tweaked something, from Coach Mike. Joaquin was asked what it might be. He suspected groin.
Yeah, but he was out earlier this year with a lower body injury, was he not? So was he 100% healthy, I guess, is a better question. Yeah. So he might have been feeling that already. Yeah. And then that just might have pushed him kind of over the edge, right?
Not good, though. I mean, his third start, he's been good. He looks
calm and composed in the net.
Yeah, it was looking good. Oh, man. We'll find out. I'm guaranteeing you, or hopefully Chris Knoblauch provides something, but he generally doesn't. Yeah. Maybe we'll be surprised pleasantly tonight, but we'll find out. Benny will be working on that.
I like this one here. Derek Robertson in the chat. Remember when Edmonton media was thinking Skinner would be a goalie in the goalie combo for Team Canada? Did we not have Jim Nill on Hello Hockey? And right out of Jim Nill's mouth, he said that Stuart Skinner would be in the conversation?
If I'm not mistaken, Jim Nill is part of the team, executive team building.
I mean,
Team Canada.
What do I know, though?
I don't know. Welcome to my world.
Both of you guys getting spicy over there.
No, I'm not even salty at all. Yeah. I just said that Jim Nill said it, not me.
That's okay, because Benny, my garbage man sister's half brother.
Howdy hockey.
My garbage man sister's half brother once walked Connor McDavid's dog, and he overheard this. So it's got to be true.
That has to be. That's a good source.
Those are great. Those are the best rumors. Anyway, I digress. Let's go back into the inbox. The Oilers win 3-1 over the Boston Bruins. That's another win on this road trip. Very good. They now head to Minnesota to take on the Wild. 1 o'clock start on Saturday. We're live on the air for the pregame show at noon. That's right after Hello Hockey. We'll get your latest rumors and gossip and juicy stuff from David Pagnotta. We'll do some World Juniors preview stuff as well.
Yep.
Why are you giggling?
I like the nasty chat.
Oh, you do?
I do. I get a kick out of it.
I'm sitting in the inbox.
Wow, Belsey could read that. Kid can't even read. I get a kick out of this stuff.
Sometimes,
it's so funny.
Even the annoying ones can be funny sometimes.
It is.
And then some of them are just like, oh, God.
You can't be upset about this. It's good, clean fun, you know?
Yeah, today's good. Good vibe today. Let's go to Conroe, Texas, who says, you can't really define a goal scorer's goal, but I know when I see one, hopefully first of many from Quinn, maybe one of the best first games as an Oiler D by Riley Stillman. Poised and made all the easy plays with the Oilers game right now. Pickard will be fine. Let's focus on the defense because we did see Riley Stillman come in. You were watching Spencer Stasny a little bit more. Yep. You asked me what I thought. I'm like, honestly, Belsey, we've been on location for every game essentially that he's played as an Oiler, and every time I look up, I don't notice him unless I see 2-4 on the back. And you're like, that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean that's not a bad thing from a defenseman, not being noticed. Sometimes you're just settling into the game and you're just doing the right thing and you're making simple plays. There was a couple times where I saw him. He has good feet. He made some good first passes. I mean, I didn't mind his game at all today. And if you can give them efficient minutes, so where you're not turning pucks over, you're not making egregious plays, but you're giving efficient minutes where it's like 14, 15 minutes and you're even across the board, but it's uneventful. To me, that's a win for the Oilers, because you don't want to have somebody on the back end of your defensive pairings where you have to worry about whether they're going to give up turnovers or whether they're not going to be first to pucks or whether they're not going to compete. And he's done all those things. So to me, him not being noticeable was a very good thing.
Benny, what have you noticed in the short time that Spencer Stastny has been around? And then even if you notice anything about Riley Stillman tonight?
Yeah, with Stastny, I mean, it's pretty obvious how well he moves. He's got good boots on him, and I saw it even just today too. Like just couple plays where I think maybe some defensemen that aren't as great on their feet panic and feel like they gotta go hard off the glass, and sometimes they get in their own head and turn it over. It seems like he kind of skates out of traffic, which is nice to see. I thought he handled top 4 minutes today pretty good, or actually I don't know if it was minutes, but at least he got paired with Nurse. And he looked pretty solid. Yeah, what did he play today? 19:09. So yeah, that's top 4 minutes right there.
Pretty good.
It played pretty good. So I thought that was a nice positive. Stillman almost scored. Hits the inside of the post on that chance, and I thought he was solid today too. I mean, he didn't play a whole lot, 11-22, but didn't notice any gaffes necessarily. I think Regula has upside, but at the same time, you notice some of the mistakes he makes. Guys like Stillman, who came in tonight, didn't really give up any. Stastny seems like he's settling in a little bit. Those are 2 solid guys there that seemed like they were playing well tonight. And for Stastny's case, maybe he's the guy that kind of gets put there in the top 4 until Wallman gets back, if he continues to play the way he is. So I honestly, some of these like inexperienced NHL defensemen seem like they're settling in a little bit, which is good.
And the good thing that having a guy like Stillman, bringing him in the offseason, he's played 164 NHL games now.
Yeah.
He's 27 years old. I don't think he's going to be overwhelmed with getting the call up and then being the healthy scratch and then being thrown into a game midway through his call up. So he's been up with the team for 3 or 4 days now. They played a couple of games, and then he sits out a couple, and then they throw him in, and he can just slide right in there. He knows what the NHL is all about. He's been through the rigors of it. So in a pinch, good stopgap, it feels like.
Yes.
Yep.
So Regula, by the way, illness is what got the better of him. It's been going around with the team. Jack Michaels, good on him gutting it out tonight because he was sick. I was talking with people around the group. Actually, Jack was texting me yesterday. But, yeah, it's that time of year. And didn't you say something like an incredible amount of Edmontonians?
Jasmine said that 70% of Edmonton was sick.
Now, that seems high,
that
but
sounds very
it also
high.
Feels like there's a lot of people around here who are sick.
But it could be true. You never know.
I'm bad at math.
So am I. She would have a better understanding than we would.
I don't know why I did that.
I don't know why either.
You know why? Because Andrea texted in. She said, I love the passion, Tommy. Thank you, Andrea. Andrea is sick, by the way. She couldn't be here. We miss Andrea and Jay. That's always great when they can make it out and join the rest of the Nasties. All right, the Oilers 3-1 winners over the Boston Bruins. Continue to play extremely well just in general against Boston, and then really, really well 6 in a row when they go visit the Bruins at TD Garden, and they have now won 9 of their last 10 visits to Beantown. Great city, great arena, great hockey fans. Pretty damn good franchise, over 100 years old, and the Oilers have been taking it to the Bruins. Obviously won a couple Stanley Cups against the Bruins too, but that was a long-ass time ago.
Yes, it was.
We were in diapers when they won against the Bruins. Norm, I am not reading that. Let's go to this one. Says this one text in says the Oilers should go full Indy Colts and bring Mike Smith out of retirement. Again, they've got a great guy from 1 to 3.
Just get
on
a
EST afternoons.
get a WD-40 sponsor, and then just lube up those joints.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that? That's Mike getting up and down.
That's Joaquin's neck. Oh man. Oh God. Let's go to troll. That's still some talk about Schaefer. Canada took Doughty when he was like 20, 21, so Schaefer would make sense. Yeah, and I think there's some kind of legacy element to it to have that experience.
I mean, you can put him in the conversation for one of the best defensemen in the NHL right now.
Yep.
The things that he's doing is it's outstanding for such a young defenseman, because they typically say that most defensemen don't really hit their prime years until what, 27, 28,
300-ish games in the NHL.
So what he's doing right now is you can't deny it. It's very impressive.
When we were talking Calder favorites at the start of the year, I wasn't one to put Schaefer really in those talks, because like, defensemen usually take much longer to develop. And the Calder winners that were defensemen that come into the NHL, win that award, are usually guys that were playing in college and just lighting up college the year before, and they come in, they're 20 years old, 21 years old. You see that Lane Hudson, even Cale Makar, I think, came in at 19, 20. But Schaefer's doing this at 18 years old, fresh out of junior. A lot of respect for him. Like, he is high-end defenseman. Probably at some point in his career, I think he'll be the best defenseman in the NHL.
Benny, guess what?
What?
That's one of my predictions. Now, I'm going to say that, and then I'm going to also say, at the same time, I did have Ryan Huska as Coach of the Year. So,
how's that going?
Yeah, I know that's going real well.
Extension.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, we've talked about this before. We'll talk about it again at some point. But anyway, here we are.
Somebody, I think it was Charles, texting, says, I want Clattenburg called up right now. He's on IR. He's still up with the team. He had that cut over his eye. He is getting closer, so he has not been sent down. Just a refresher for those that are keeping tabs. Like, the injury list for the Oilers, it has grown quite a bit. And listen, I think it has a lot to do with the schedule. This is a compact, condensed schedule, and they've had a ton of travel. I believe this was their final game in the Eastern time zone this year until potentially, playoffs.
Yep.
So travel, limited practice time, limited rest time compared to other years. They've had like 5 or 6 back-to-back situations already. We're 35 games into the year.
They're going to have a ton of home games in the second half of the year.
Yes, but the wear and tear, I think, catches up to guys. And just a refresher on the injuries, like going into tonight, you had Regula, the illness, Roslovic, lower body. He had a procedure, did not lose any of his giggleberries. Jake Wallman, LTIR, lower body. Noah Philp, LTIR, upper body. Kasperi Kapanen, knee, LTIR. Clattenburg, IR, eye. Now you got Jarry on there. That's concerning. So it has become a laundry list of players on both teams when we're doing the pregame show, and it's the Advantage Sport Medicine and Physiotherapy injury report. It just seems like this condensed schedule is catching up with them. And, oh, by the way, we're going on an 84-game schedule right away here.
Which is insane. It's insane.
Dollar bills, yo.
More injuries.
Well, was it insurance pays the injured guys, not the actual team?
Yeah, it doesn't matter who's paying for it. The fact of the matter is, when you have more games in a condensed period of time, you're going to see more injuries because not a lot of guys have opportunities to rest. So, does load management become a factor? We rarely talk about that at the NHL level because most of these guys don't want to have load management. But if they consistently have games or years where everything is stacked consistently, do we actually start to look at it and say, hey, we need to do this, protect our players? Do you have,
it's
do you have an expanded roster to have more guys coming in and out of the lineup to, once again, protect the players?
Well, they're talking about bringing in a full-time taxi squad goalie position, right?
Yeah.
Instead of the e-bug for each team, which I find bizarre because, is that goalie part of the players' union? Does that goalie get the same type of compensation as a backup? Or is it like a guy like a bullpen catcher, you pay him 1/10 of what the other guys are getting? He's getting $80,000 instead of $800,000. You know what I mean? I have these kinds of questions. I think a lot of people probably do too when they see stuff like that.
Yeah. That's fair. I was gonna say, idea is if they fill in, they get paid the same amount the starting goalie is getting paid for one game.
Right.
I don't know, but that was,
that's for the lawyers and the executives and the CB or PA and the league when they decide on the CBA to figure out. Jason and Leduc, you're not being ignored. I'm just getting to one of your texts. Although you have been updating us when the signals drop. Matty Iwanik's fixing that, by the way. I think we've troubleshoot it.
yeah.
And I think we're going to get it figured out here. It's going to take a little changeover on iHeart and TuneIn. Although I've had a lot of success with iHeart and TuneIn, unlike some. Mostly TuneIn's been better. Anyway, Jason Leduc says, isn't it curious how Bouchard's recent offensive outburst runs parallel with McDavid's? You know who else would say that? Tony from BP.
Yes, he would.
And I think there is something to it. I think that's valid, Jason and Leduc. I think that's valid.
I have a text from it fell down. Stupid Peter can handle.
Great hand.
He mentioned that Savoy made a few mistakes earlier in the game, and he kind of got pushed down the lineup. And they gave Frederick actually some of those looks on Leon's line, I thought, for a little bit there. He just comments about like how he wonders how Knobloch goes about the next couple of games with Savoy, and I agree with him. He says that he hopes that Savoy is still with Draisaitl to start the game against Minnesota, which I agree with him on. I think he's had a pretty solid track record over these past couple of games, and his offensive side's flourishing a little bit. And you want to give Frederick a little bit of a bump in his former team's building, but makes a couple of mistakes. But I think he's still playing in the top 6 next game.
What did you think of his game today,
Frederick?
Yeah.
He's more jump because he's back in Boston.
Yeah.
Is that what it took to get a little bit more?
Zeros across the board.
Well, no, he's got a block and he's got 2 shots.
No, one block,
Or
2 hits, 0 shots.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
Okay. Okay.
Draws a penalty.
Draws a penalty. Okay.
And you got to start somewhere.
I like that you have to start somewhere to get somewhere.
Yep.
So if that's the start, then okay.
Maybe all it takes is for him to get there.
Oh, there's Connor. Oh, look at this. Is that a boys medium? Yeah. You just checked. He's working. Oh, there he is. Yeah, absolutely. There he is. Great hospitality here at Hudson's White Avenue. Come on down. Take advantage of the game day specials. It is a student night as well. $5 smash burgers, $5 Henry Hudson lagers, and they're going to do music bingo. That when I said that, a bunch of people texted, music bingo is great. Guess what? Until I came to Hudson's a couple of years ago for a pre- and post-game show, I didn't know what music bingo was. Everybody loves it.
I have no idea what music bingo is.
They get right into it, and it's actually kind of neat. Everybody can play. It's off your phone. It's all tied in, and they always have prizes and stuff. And you hear like great songs from the past.
That's exciting.
It's happening tonight. I know you can get in on your music bingo action tonight if you'd like. No?
No, I'm good.
Okay, that's fine. Let's go to Greg, the sound guy, who texts in, says, guys, I'm happy with the win. Has anything Bowman touched not turned to crap? Is he just hard for trading for injured or injury-prone players? That guy gives me Chiarelli vibes with all his moves. Podkolzin's the only trade I can think of that was a positive. Maybe you guys can open my eyes to another trade he made that was a good move. Goaltending here just got scary. The Podkolzin one was good.
The Roslovic signing.
Was good.
I still have hope for the Wallman trade. I still do.
Yeah.
Like I still think. He was valuable in that final run, and
yeah.
And I obviously he's been banged up, but I think once he's back and healthy, I think he'll be valuable.
Listen. This is people are gonna be like, oh God. I have hope for the Frederick trade.
Yeah. He's got 7.5 more years.
Yes. Well, you hope that he finds his game.
Yeah.
At some point.
I know.
Like, I know it's not going great right now, but like, you can't stare down the ending. Be like, man, it's 8 years. Well, like, what happens if years 2, 3, 4, 5, he's really, really good? and he's just trying to find himself. I don't know. Like, I want to give him a little bit more rope than he's getting, and I understand where people are at. It's an 8-year contract. You don't usually hand out 8-year contracts to those particular types of players. You hand those out to star players to keep them.
Yep.
So I get where that rhetoric is coming from, but at the same time, I'm sitting back and being like, hey, we looked at the stats before. He had 40 points.
Yep.
40 points, it doesn't magically happen because the year before he was just under 40 points with 17 goals.
He's 27 years old.
So can he find a way to work his game back? I don't know. But I feel like we should give him a little bit more rope than that. Just a tad bit.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I don't know.
I'm with you.
Maybe I don't know.
Why are you so positive?
I don't know.
Let's go to the Advantage Sport Medicine and Physiotherapy turning point of the game. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists. You have a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach trusted by the best in the game at Advantage Sport Medicine. Book your assessment today. www.advantagesportmed.ca or call 780-460-9977. Listen, I'm going to give honorable mention to a couple of things here. The McDavid goal, a thing of brilliance, beautiful pass, beautiful finish. Quinn Hutson giving the Oilers the lead again was also great, but the moment Tristan Jarry went down, Calvin Pickard went in, you could see him on the bench. They had the camera on him. He could kind of tell, Jarry's hurt. He was getting ready. No big deal. Just a good veteran, solid guy, and the moment the situation didn't rattle him. You would hope so from a guy who's 33 years old and has been around the NHL and pro hockey this long, and he just went in there, took care of business, and I think that was reassuring. So I'm going to give that the Advantage Sport Medicine and Physiotherapy turning point of the game. Here's our turning point of the game.
Oh, my God.
Courtesy of our dear friend and GM, Connor Yakubuski, here at Hudson's Way. Come say hi to everybody, Connor. These are tasty. Cheers. What are we having? Oh, boy. Oh, here we go. Salute to all the nasties out there. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Nasties.
Cheers. Cheers. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's good water. Woo.
Amazing.
Nope, I do not want another one. Your hospitality is always top notch, and I thank you. Oh, we're having a good time here at Hudson's White. All right, Bay Thompson, do we have any clips?
Nothing. There's
nothing yet.
Over
Okay.
There in
okay.
Town.
But just take it away, because I gotta wash that down.
You're just having a tough time with that one, hey? Note to self: Tommy doesn't like tequila.
I've never liked tequila.
Yeah, I mean,
it's much warmer now, though.
It is.
Yeah.
You don't feel that minus 22 draft on your back.
It's right here. Although it looks beautiful, doesn't it?
No,
got
it
white
doesn't.
app. No, just like the backdrop.
Oh, yeah.
It was busier, so
Yeah.
I mean, usually we're a little further over, and it looks more scenic. White Ave. You know what's nice in the playoffs when they have this open and the sun goes down,
nice.
and we're doing the show from here, and then you get a huge windstorm, and everything gets blown inside, leaves, dog crap, plastic bags.
Is it just dog crap?
Yeah, I hope so. You never know on White. But it's always good to be here. Yeah, great time and good vibes. Huge thank you again to all the nasties who came up. Benny Thompson, what do you want to get to here?
I mean, I'm working on a Hyman clip right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it seems like clips are coming out. I'm very curious to see what Knobloch says because of obviously the Tristan Jarry. Hopefully we get an update like you were saying earlier, though. Doesn't like to say a whole lot.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Let's go to Troll texting in. Says Frederick has been bad, but to be fair, him and a lot of guys suck in their first year with a new team, then figure it out, like Belsey said, and that's like a mental game.
Yeah, I mean it's a different surroundings, and that's not an excuse. I mean, people have to figure it out because that's what you're getting paid for. But think about the process of everything, right? You get traded last minute. You've got a high ankle sprain. You're trying to come back from that. You do come back from it, but you're not very good because you're still clearly hurt. Off-season starts. You're probably still trying to recover. Guess what? I've had to deal with that stuff before. And then,
can we talk about that too? Go ahead.
Yeah, and then you get into the new season and you're thrust into the top 6 to play with Leon and Connor.
Yeah,
crazy work. And you know you're not up to date because you probably haven't trained the way that you're supposed to train. And then you get thrown and thrust into a line with those guys? Oh, man. Okay.
Okay, Belsey, the high ankle sprain, just as a refresher as well. You said it took how long for you to get back
Oh, it took me probably 7 to 8 months to be like fully healthy.
Okay.
But when I had it, it was early enough in the season that I was able to come back. It was like took me 6 to 8 weeks to recover from it. But my ankle was taped for the next whatever amount of months.
Okay.
And then I had a full off season to train. So when I got back the following season, I was fairly back to normal, but like it takes a lot out of you.
Okay, because Cass said something similar. It was, I think, 6 to 7. Oh, God. I said it.
Oh, you did one of those.
Oh, man. And I said to James I wouldn't get caught in that, and I did.
You did.
I did.
Yes.
Idiot.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he said it took upwards of 7 months when he experienced it. And then we've got Struddy,
Yep.
who said it took him like a year.
Yeah, well, when you got an old body, it just, just kidding.
I've had two ankle sprains as well. They're not fun, but I'm also not an athlete. So,
Yeah. Yes, you are. You play organized cardio very well.
There's some
Thank you.
injuries that takes a lot longer than others.
Right.
And that's one of them. And they actually tell you that it's better to just break your ankle than to have a high ankle sprain, especially a nasty one, because they linger.
God.
And you think that you can do everything because you go walk on the street and you're like, man, I'm perfectly fine. But anytime you get on the ice and you try to stride, and that last piece of your stride, there's like a little bit of a toe flick, a snap.
Yeah.
And that which really tries to propel you, you can't even do because it's excruciating.
It hurts, or it's just not there?
Excruciating. And it's not there.
Okay. So both.
Yeah, it's fun.
Fortunately, I've not had to deal with said injury. Knock on wood. But it sounds absolutely horrendous. All right, we do have Hyman ready to go. Let's hear from the Oilers winger after they pull off the 3-1 win in Boston. That's 2 in a row. Could they make it 3 straight? It's going to be tough in Minnesota on Saturday. Here is Hyman.
Tonight, a power play marker just started us off, but a couple of big kills in that third period. Can you maybe talk about the importance of the special teams in tonight's victory?
Yeah, we've been good on them of late, and obviously Connor got that big third one. Great play by Nuge. I thought Pick's coming in. It's not easy to do that. He came in, just was solid. And just a lot of great efforts.
You guys look like you're almost in a flow with the man advantage right now. What's kind of clicking for you guys right now? Are you able to put your finger on that side?
When things are going well, you want to make sure they continue to go well. And obviously we have a lot of different looks we can go to. And it's nice when we're getting the opportunities too. We had to be able to draw penalties, and I thought we did a good job of that tonight.
How exciting is it as a veteran teammate of Quinn Hutson scoring his first NHL goal?
Yeah, it's awesome. Anytime you get your first is pretty special. I think extra special for him probably to be in Boston. He's got lots of history here, obviously. Going to school here, probably played in this rink before. So you always remember your first, and a big one for us. Game winner. I thought he was great.
You got to win a lot of ways, right? It's 82 games. Tonight you get a win. You get, Hudson scores a goal for you. Jones comes up, plays a really good game. Pickard comes in halfway through, not supposed to play, holds a fort. Like, is this, good to win one this way, I guess, instead of the traditional way?
Yeah, you got to pull on. Everybody's got to contribute, right? Like you don't win them all the same way. In the playoffs, you have to win games many different ways, and the more ways you can win, the better team you are. So I thought it was great. It's I don't think we've won enough of these tight 3-1 games.
Yep. Your team's given up some goals, maybe later in games that you didn't want to give up lately. Was there a mandate to, buckle her down a little harder, perhaps tonight? Yeah,
I think it's different because the game was close. I think we're more harping on ourselves especially just as a player. If you're a scorer, you want to score and you want your numbers to look good. And same thing as a goalie, you don't want your numbers to suck. And I think for us, like that's a team number, and we have to take more pride in that. And there was an emphasis on that. If Toronto, we gave up 1, Pittsburgh we gave up 2, and those games are pretty much over in the last 3 minutes, whatever it is, and we're just leaving our goalie out to dry.
Hey, they recognize it.
Oh, yeah.
They want their goalies' numbers to be better.
Yep.
That's nice.
It's true, though. You got to play the full 60 minutes, and it's good that they recognized it, and they made an emphasis, and they wanted to make sure that they changed that. It's good.
They did it tonight against a good Boston Bruins team. Very strong team on home ice, and that is a check mark in that box for the Edmonton Oilers. Solid victory in Boston. 3-1 is your final. Let's go back inside the Oilers locker room. This guy scoring his first National Hockey League goal, hopefully first of many. Really nice play, going to the net. You got to respect that. Quinn Hutson.
56 goals with the Boston University Terriers. You get your first NHL goal in this stadium. Safe to say that was the most special one you've scored.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I've had some cool goals in this rink, but that was definitely the coolest. So that was great.
Can you walk us through the play? I know Max talked about how you guys thought the goalie saved it at first.
Yeah, we just hard on the forecheck, bounced out, and I went to the net, and yeah, I thought he got a stick on it, and I watched it barely go in. So it's nice to see it go.
A couple of games here at this NHL level on this recent call. What have you liked about your game so far, Quinn?
Yeah, I think I've just been playing hard, moving my feet, just playing a simple game. I think just it's been going well for me, just moving my feet.
So tell me about, like, in college you play a ton, you're first-line player. Down in Baco, you're a first-line player. You come up here, you're a fourth-line player. Yeah. And you got to try to make an impression and get something done in way less minutes with way less opportunity. What's that like?
Yeah, it's obviously harder. I think you're just thinking about your next shift. I think when I go out there, I'm just thinking when I'm going to get a chance, I got to shoot it. So that's with the limited minutes. This next shot's got to go in.
Who did you have in the building here?
All my old coach from BU, friends, one friend from home. So that was it. Not too many people here. Christmas break, so.
Folks watching on. Talk to your folks yet?
Yeah, not yet. I'll call them after this.
Quinn, who got the puck for you? Who retrieved it?
I think Leon grabbed it. I don't know. I wasn't looking, so yeah.
Do you know what you're going to do with it?
No idea.
Do you
put it on the shelf?
Tell me about a young Quinn Hutson that's just trying to make his whatever young U18 team or whatever.
Yeah.
You must have dreamed about this goal for a long time.
Yeah, I think my goal for a long time was college hockey, and then when I got to college hockey, just figured I could go farther from there. So that I guess never thought this would ever happen, but it's super cool.
There's Quinn Hutson scoring his first National Hockey League goal. Honestly, Belzy, that sounds like a guy that plans on scoring a whole bunch more.
Yes, yes, he does. Spec, though.
I'm staying out of this.
I love it. So what are you going to do with that puck? I don't know, Spec. What would you like me to do with it?
That question's fine. We asked that.
It is a fine question, but it's like, well, what do you think's going to happen, Spec? It's going to go on a countertop somewhere for everyone to see.
Yeah, and he does it in Boston. It has extra meaning where he played hockey.
Yeah, it's going to go up on a mantle somewhere, Spec. I love you.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I love you, Spec, but I still think it's funny.
Okay.
There
you go, Quinn Hutson, game-winning goal. Yes, Benny.
Knobloch's post game hasn't been posted yet, but I do see Principe's tweet.
Okay.
Gene tweeted out saying that Chris Knobloch on Tristan Jarry said, "We'll see, not sure how serious it is." Was the quote. So, like what we thought. Not really an update, but
never going to give us much, right?
Yeah.
That's not good, man. That's not good, especially after the big trade, all the drama that went into it, and he was playing decent. He was playing good. He's a different look back there, and picking up wins in the starts that he got. And was well on his way to a victory tonight, I would say, with the way the team was playing.
I would agree.
Now, Pickard did make some good saves, and kudos to him. That's why we gave him a ton of credit, and that's why that was the Advanced Sport Medicine and Physiotherapy turning point of the night, is when Pickard went in and managed to hold the fort like a good, solid veteran can. So, man, that sucks. We'll see where this goes. And like, you want to say, well, at least the Christmas break is coming up. It's a 3-day break, and there's 3 games left before we get to that break.
Yep.
And you have 2 of those games against Pacific Division rivals. So those are 4-pointers, even though Calgary's out of it. You still want to take those. And then the big one is on Sunday against the Golden Knights.
Yes. That's the one you need.
They lost the Devils in the shootout last night. I watched that one. Yeah. All right, text us, 780-218-9999. Jump into the nasty chat as well. We've got a few minutes to go still. We're having a good time here.
Here's an interesting one right here. Gorgeous George, is this level harder than the AHL?
You go ahead.
So the answer is yes, but no. And the reason why it's the AHL's harder is because it's more scrambling. And you've got different levels of guys trying to get noticed. You got guys that are one-way AHL guys who feel like they're kind of in purgatory, right? So they're going to go nowhere. You stay in the AHL. That's where you know you're going to be.
Okay.
Then you have your two-way guys that they want to try to get to the NHL. So they're showing out and they're doing their thing to try to get to the NHL. So now you've got two different agendas based off what I just mentioned. And then you have a third one, which is the East Coast call-up, trying to make an impression in the AHL so that he can maybe get to become the purgatory, to maybe become the guy that becomes
Alex Burrows.
Up and down.
Alex Burrows.
Exactly.
He did
so
that.
You have multiple different types of players with different agendas all in the AHL, and it's scrambly hockey. There's still a structure. There's still certain things that are going on because obviously there's good coaches down there. But at the same time, when you're in the NHL, guys are in spots where they know they have to be all the time. When you pass a guy the puck, for the most part, he's picking that puck up. That might not happen down in the farm. So there's a lot of things that NHL players do better than AHL players because obviously they're in the NHL. But the predictability from your teammate is almost 100% in the NHL, because if I know I need to make an outlet pass to this half wall, that guy's on that half wall 10 times out of 10. Or based on what the system is and where you're swinging to. You know that I can put this in an area because a guy will be right there, and they don't waste time getting to those particular spots. As in the AHL, guys don't necessarily think that way. They might be late to those spots, and then there's turnovers. There's way more that happens. It's a more action-packed game because it's not as clean and tidy.
I know you didn't play a ton of NHL games. You got bounced around a bunch of different organizations, especially early, and that, like we've discussed, that hurts first rounders.
Yes.
But when you played at the NHL level, how comfortable were you with your game compared to the AHL? You played a lot.
I would say to more like the later in my North American career, the more comfortable I got. Like by the time I was in Colorado, I was pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, I would even argue when I was with the Oilers, I felt fairly comfortable. Hence why Horkoff and Hemsky would say the stuff that they would say to me. Now,
and Bucky said
some stuff to me as well. So, you know, it's time, place, luck. There's a lot of things that go into it. But, you know, my first couple of years, I'll tell you right now, I don't think I was ready. My Minnesota years, I 100% don't think I was ready. And it just, that's what it was. But I also had, when I was in junior, tons of different coaches. And there wasn't, you know, like if you look at Dion in Red Deer, you had Sutter. You had Brent Sutter.
Brent Sutter, yeah.
That's an unbelievable coach to have. I had 5 or 6 different coaches in my time. So you're constantly trying to adapt and trying to different learn. Yeah, I got before I even started my junior career.
Yeah.
Because Regina was loading up for the Mem Cup. So there's just lots of different things that go into it. And somebody just mentioned, individual play. Yeah, there's more individual play in the minors. So it's a harder league because of some of those elements. But the NHL is obviously the hardest league because the skill level is so high.
Can I ask you this?
Yeah.
With a situation like Quinn Hutson, where he is in his first year pro and it's in the AHL, he's having that type of success, and then he comes up here and he's able to convert in very limited minutes. Does he, to you, from your experiences, look like a guy that'll probably be an NHLer, or that's still to be determined?
I still think it's always to be determined until you become a full-time NHLer. You just never know what those chances are going to be. But based on the way he's played and the way he's looked, he looks like a guy that could become a contributing factor on an NHL roster. And so the thing for him is that you're not necessarily just trying to audition for the Edmonton Oilers, because one day if they decide, hey, you're not going to be able to fit into our plans, well, you're still auditioning for the other teams. So there's multiple factors that go into what your call-up looks like. Hey, I want to make the best impression possible for the team that I'm currently with. I want to make this team because that's my dream. But if it doesn't work out in that particular organization, well, guess what? There's other ones, and you got to make sure you're putting your best foot forward no matter what you're doing.
I like that. I like the promise of him. So far, so good.
Yep.
Looks like a good college
really
signing.
good.
Yeah. Well done. Well done. All right, let's go to the Damon Bunting Real Estate Player of the Game. Damon Bunting, you know him. You love him. He's a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area. and has been for over 18 years, and he's community-driven and understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. So please check him out, DamonBunting.com, or visit his Instagram at Damon Bunting Real Estate. Ben Thompson, take it away, buddy.
This one's pretty easy. Obviously, not going on the 3 stars. McDavid and Nuge both had great games, but it's Quinn Hutson scoring his first NHL goal. Like you guys were saying, limited minutes, and for a team that has lacked depth scoring this year, a guy to come up from the AHL and play under 7 minutes again today, scoring his first NHL goal, always a highlight. And even when he was out there, wasn't letting plays die on his stick, making nice moves. Looked confident with the puck. And him and Max Jones looked like they had some good chemistry on that fourth line. So, this one was pretty easy for me. The Damon Bunting player of the game is Quinn Hutson.
I'll give it one of those. Well done, Benny. That is the Damon Bunting Real Estate Player of the Game. Damon Bunting. Check him out. DamonBunting.com or his Instagram. Damon Bunting Real Estate. Okay, a couple of texts as we wind things down. You can slide those in, 780-218-9999. Jump into the nasty chat as well. Ontario Momes pointing out that if you listen to Hudson's interview, he said with limited minutes, he had to try to score. That's the mindset of a shooter. Good text, Ontario Momes. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Good to hear from you. HA in Speedy Creek says, what's the return policy on Jarry? Can we get a refund? This is not a Costco, sir. This is not a Costco. Do you have your receipt? Yeah. I believe my receipt's on file. Thank you very much. Cal in the Park. We'll leave it. We'll put the last word to Cal in the Park, unless you have something in the nasty chat. Nasty chat. Okay. Cal in the Park says, hey, Tom and Bellsy, great night tonight at Hudson's. Heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend. Joaquin Gage signed for 2 years, $5 million. No move. Shawn Belle, 5 years. For 5 years with a no move to add experience. By the way, no move means they don't have to move on the ice.
Perfect. I could become a grocery stick just right in the middle.
I just take up space.
Yeah, well, that's what I need.
Oh, boy.
I take it. I accept.
Yeah, Cal, great to see you. And Sarah, thank you so much for coming down and hanging out with us. VR Montenegro. Hontorio Moms, thank you for the text. VR Montenegro, Cal in the Park, Sarah, Big Uke, Bryce and Garen from the Combine crew. Jazzy and Hernan came out tonight. It was an early one. The traffic was bad. I know it's cold. Conditions aren't particularly great. We had the majority of this room. There was that teacher's party, but they were very, very quiet. Actually, teachers get rowdy, right? Like
I thought they did too, but it means somebody in the nasty chat, was it Discerner? Was like, oh, they got to work tomorrow. I'm like, oh
yeah. They had a nice spread.
Those teachers are counting down the days where they don't even have to go back to work, while the rugrats are all just at home with their parents.
Right?
Don't act like you're not having a drink right now.
Oh, okay. I want to just point out the cutest thing.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Hi, Gail Thompson. Thank you, Grandma.
Oh,
Benny,
Somehow YouTube.
You tell your grandma you love her.
Yep, say it.
I love you, Grandma. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
I'll see you in a couple days, or we'll actually close to a week. But
I love it. Thank you, Gail. We appreciate you hopping on. And
that's sweet and wholesome.
Yeah, your grandson does very good work. Yeah. We're very proud of him, and we're not disappointed that we hired him.
No,
we're actually quite happy. He's doing good stuff. So
he's a little rat, though.
He's a little rat. Oh man, too much fun. All right, let's take a quick look ahead, guys, to this Saturday's game. You might have to start Pickard. You might have to call up Matt Tompkins. This whole trade thing, I passed along if you didn't catch it earlier. Didn't sound like there was anything there. Maybe this trade changes stuff. It's the Lions stuff. There were rumors flying around. When I checked in with some people, they're like, haven't heard that around the office. So we'll see. I mean, Minnesota picked up Quinn Hughes. Minnesota, good team. Minnesota has goaltending. We saw them beat the Oilers 1-0 a couple weeks ago. Bellsy, what has to happen for an Oilers victory? First winning streak of the season.
Well, they gotta play a tidy game. They can't have turnovers. They got to get to the net front because, the game that they lost 1-0, I don't think they really generated a ton in front of the net. They didn't make it hard in front of the net. And those are things that you have to do to score against goaltenders that are playing the way that Wallstead is. And so you got to make sure that it's I don't want to call it a greasy game, because that's not really the way that the Oilers like to play, but it's got to be a tight game from the standpoint of, okay, we're going to limit our turnovers. We're going to be solid in the D zone, because Minnesota hasn't been scoring as well as we probably thought they would. So now if you can clean up that area and then you can start to press in the offensive zone, you have a better opportunity. But you got to get to that net. You got to get traffic in front of them, and you got to make it hard for Wallstead.
If you copy and pasted the game they played tonight in Boston and Minnesota,
with more intensity.
More intensity. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't think there was a ton of intensity tonight. I thought it was just a clean road game.
Yep. Yeah,
Benny?
that's fair. I wonder, obviously Pickard came in for the second half of the game today. They're going to call up a goalie if Jarry's out for this weekend. We'll see.
Sounds like it'll likely be Tompkins, by the way. That's also what I've been told. Just passing it along.
It's a back-to-back this weekend. You have Vegas on Sunday. Do you save Pickard for Sunday against a Pacific Division rivalry, and you throw Tompkins against Minnesota on Saturday?
I would not do that at all.
So then you're going Tompkins against Vegas against a Pacific team.
I'm going to go Pickard back-to-back.
Oh, boy.
It is an afternoon and then an evening game, which is bizarre.
Nice.
It's bizarre. Hey, look, Patrick Steinberg's on the TV.
Look at this guy.
God, I love that man.
Yeah, no, I'm going back-to-back, Jacks. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You got the reins, big boy. Let's see what you can do with it.
Do you trust him?
Yeah, I love picks. He's good in spurts. We've seen it.
Veteran goalie. If you want to make up for that poor start to the season, now's the time. Let's see if it happens. All right, we'll find out more about Tristan Jarry. Hopefully tomorrow. He leaves the game late in the second period. Calvin Pickard comes in, makes sure he holds the fort. The Oilers hang on for the 3-1 victory over the Boston Bruins, looking for their first winning streak of the season when they take on the Minnesota Wild on Saturday afternoon. That game is at 1 o'clock. We are live on the air right here on EST for the GCL Diesel pregame show at noon. That is right after another phenomenal edition of Hello Hockey, which begins at 10 a.m. Myself, Benny, and Belzy will be with you all day long on Saturday, and we're happy to do so. That's going to do it for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream postgame show from Hudson's White Avenue. Again, thank you to everybody here. Absolutely great time. We can't thank them enough. Sarah, Connor, Lakin, tremendous time. And for everybody out there driving, be safe, get home safe, and we'll see you in the morning when Dusty, Eric, and YouTube Trev get things going at 6 a.m. on The Nielsen Show. For Benny, for Belzy, I'm Tommy, saying have a wonderful night, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thank you for listening. Ciao for now.